So, for the audience members who don't know, the Keep on Rolling campaign is so you roll around a 230-pound tractor tire around
That's correct.
Evansville, Indiana, and
Yeah, yeah,
on the side of it, it reads "Cancer sucks."
correct.
So you do that for exercise, for cancer awareness. So tell us, when did you start doing this?
So, oh, and one point is also community conversation. Those are my three core objectives. So you got two of them. I want to throw the third one in there.
Gotcha. Okay.
Um, but I started rolling the tire officially. Now it's been 2 years since been rolling the tire. Now, um, I started rolling it last year, back in 2019.
Okay.
Um, the whole when I started rolling the tire, I did it at night for fear of not being able to roll it, which I couldn't do. I had to learn.
Okay.
I also wanted to be alone with the tire. I wanted to learn, the process of it. How did my dad do this? He was dying. He had two forms of cancer,
Mm.
and he was still able to move it. So I wanted to learn the physics behind it. I also didn't have the muscle at the time to maneuver the tire. So I did it at night for a while. I'd say for about maybe 4 months before I really got the hang of it. You know, if you've seen videos of me trying to turn this thing, I have to maneuver my body kind of outward. It's like turning the Titanic. It's massive. Trying to turn 230 is quite a workout. So this
Right.
is going on year two of rolling the tire. It's been a success. But yeah, it's been quite a venture.
That's great. How successful has it been?
From a marketing and PR perspective, awesome. From a community awareness, awesome.
Yeah.
From my own personal benefits, it's been awesome. And this was going to be the first year I was going to start doing campaigns because the objective here is to host 5 campaigns a year. I'll select either a family that needs extra financial assistance because they're dealing with cancer, or I'll select the nonprofit at random and I'll do a campaign for them. For one whole month is dedicated to whoever I select, and those funds that are raised, I raise them for that nonprofit. So I was going to start that for the first time this year, but with everyone losing their jobs and being, really strict with their money, I decided not to.
Right.
Um, I decided to kind of go a different direction. But really, it's been successful. I mean, I've been in magazines, I've been in newspapers, podcasts left and right, on TV. I kind of went viral, and it's a big deal here in
Oh yeah.
Evansville, Indiana, because it's a small town. So I had 100,000 views. I kind of consider that viral for
Yeah.
where
I
I
would say
live
that's just
at
like,
my
yeah.
standards. Yeah, I know if you're in like LA or Atlanta, a million, but it's a big deal here in
Right.
Evansville. So yeah, it's been successful so far.
Awesome. What other challenges have there been, especially recently?
Well, the current challenge, there's two that I'm trying to overcome. The first is um trying to find a marketing company. I've been kind of toying with the idea about hiring a company that can help me really get the message out of what I'm trying to put out there, because with the Keep Rolling campaign, we can go any direction. I mean, Keep Rolling
Right.
can fit in with life, keep going, never stop. We got that message. We have fitness and cancer awareness and community conversation. I mean, the persistence. I mean, we can talk about all of those things and how they tie in. So I'm trying to find a reliable marketing and kind of and like advertising company that can help me really explain those points.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also another setback has been the documentary that I was
Yes.
filming. Um, that is a process of itself, but because what's going on in the world, we put it on pause. But we started back up little bits at time. We want to be respectful of everyone that we're bringing to the table.
Right.
Here recently, we shot the intro to the documentary, which was cool. We got that done. That was last week, as a
Yeah.
matter of fact, and we're gonna edit that. Take some time to get that going. We'll take some time to work on probably about 3 trailers. I'll put out there in the world soon, but we're just taking it easy at this point.
Hmm. What more can you tell us about the documentary? How's it being produced? Who are you working with?
Local director, his name is his real name is Joshua. We call him Murphy though. Shout out to him. I'm sure he'll listen. But the message that we're trying to get across in the documentary is the importance of health, men's
Hmm.
health, especially within the Black community. I've grown up, and I know other African American males can speak this, even women. We tend to neglect going to the doctor and checking on our bodies, males, period. I've talked
Right.
to any type of male you can think of, and we all have said the same thing. But it's really an issue in my community. But we need to go to the doctor, all males, period, no matter the race. We all need to go to the doctor. We tend to neglect that. But the crazy thing is we'll take our cars in to be checked out, but not our bodies. And we have to
Wow.
respect our temple, because
Yes.
if we don't and we treat it poorly, well, they won't be prepared to fight illnesses, and our immune system won't be as strong as it should. So that's one of the points in the documentary, is to encourage males to go to the doctor, period. Another message is entrepreneurship. I want people to be able to take away that, during a hard time, whatever the case may be, control your own economy in some form or fashion.
Right.
That's why I figured with the Keep Rolling campaign, I can, raise money for said nonprofit or family, and then be able to pay myself a very little bit of that. And I've gotten into some issues with that, because there's individuals who I've talked to at small business development centers and things of that nature, who when I share my business model with, who have said, well, you should be taking more money than what you are. And I'm like, I
Really?
disagree with that. Yeah, because the objective here is to help someone. I'm not trying to have a big fancy house and 5 cars. I'm only 28. I'm not there yet.
Hmm.
I just need to be able to pay myself a little bit from what I raise, so I can pay my car insurance, buy my $5 coffee, and be fine with that. I don't need to take,
Right.
half or 30%. I'm fine with 10 or 15 or 20 or whatever.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
So
there's been some challenges, but I'm getting over them.
yeah, and so you have the documentary that you're working on. Um, what other plans do you have to expand this in the future?
So one of the things I'm getting ready to work on is getting my personal group training certificate, so I can,
Okay.
yeah. One of the goals I have is to be able to get a group of people, no more than 6, and what we'll do is we'll take the tire out, and I'll train people on fitness and team building exercises,
Mm.
as well as, talk about your strengths and weaknesses as a group, uh, while we're training and being fit. And I'll let the group decide, hey, how far do you want to go for a small fee? Because both Keep Rolling campaign is an LLC and a nonprofit, so I have to figure out, how to draw in some income. But for a small fee, I'll let a group decide, you want to go 5 miles, 7 miles? What do you think today? And we'll go. And on that journey, we'll talk about team building exercises. So that is a goal that I'm trying to put in place now. I don't need a certificate to do that, but it just makes me look more professional as I approach corporate
Right.
with this idea. So that's what I'm going to be working on here soon. I think it's a 3-month course or so, and then I'll have it in no time.
Wow. I think that's a great idea.
Thanks.
So, what's your normal 9 to 5 without the big tire, without the coronavirus? What's What job do you usually work?
So I was working at a TJ Maxx distribution center. I'm
Okay.
not sure if you heard, it's a retail store, but I work in like
Right.
the factory portion of it where everything comes in, we ticket it or what have you, and send it to the stores. That was a job that was feeding the Keep Rolling campaign. So one of the things I was going to do was get merchandise, and I was able to, pay the director and all these good things I was planning to purchase to move the brand forward.
Mm-hmm.
But currently, we're on shutdown,
Right.
but still employed there. So
Oh, good.
once, yeah, just shut down in the meantime. So once we go back to work, my plans will just go right back into place, and I'll get that merchandise. I'm not expecting to make money off merchandise. It's just a part of marketing, getting
Mm-hmm.
the brand out there.
For sure. Um, so when can people find out when that merchandise is available? How can they connect with you to know about it as soon as possible?
Absolutely. So I'm on all social media outlets. I'm currently working on a website as we speak. That's one of the ways I'm occupying my free time.
Oh, good.
Is coordinating with a website, a web designer, what the image I'm going for. But in the meantime, your listeners can connect with me on Twitter or Instagram, DeAndre D. Wilson, or Facebook, DeAndre Wilson, LinkedIn, DeAndre Wilson, or YouTube, Keep Rolling campaign. And the cool thing is the default picture is the tractor tire. It's either the
Yes.
tractor tire or me standing next to the tractor tire. So I'm pretty sure I'll stand out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how they can connect in the meantime. Just keep up with what I'm doing.
Right.